Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Go Racing Motorsports Report. I am Mike Babicz, your host, and this coming weekend, I'll be the voice of the 1170 the Autometer powered by Gandry Performance Wisconsin wingless sprint cars. Both of those IRA classes will be in competition Saturday night at the Wilmot Raceway, along with the Bandits, as well as the IMCA Modifieds on Saturday night in a Father's Day special. Looking forward to that. I want to thank, of course, our marketing partners that get us on the air each and every week. Of course, Great American Tire of Kenosha, Steve Sinclair, and the Bumper to Bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Cars, Great Lakes Dragaway, and we're going to be talking some drag racing in just a couple of minutes with Sarah Brown and with John from Great Lakes Dragaway. Game Day Men's Health is currently of Vernon Hills, Libertyville, and soon to be of Kenosha. B&L Office Furniture, Bumper to Bumper, a great partner that's come on board with us recently, and we appreciate that. And as we mentioned, B&L Office Furniture, Scott Carpenter gives us our in-home studio here. Force One Performance, BJ Irwin and his crew, Whitmore's Towing and Recovery, Fox Lake Harbor, Hunt Club of Richmond, MLS Auto Clinic, Eddie and Debbie Boyd, Bodycraft of Antioch, Good Performance, Lake County Hose and Equipment, Bill Fusting and his crew. Also Hartnell Chevrolet, and we're going to have an event coming up at Hartnell a week from Saturday. We'll have more information on that shortly. Also Culvers of Paddock Lake. They're involved with the event at Hartnell, so we'll have more information on that shortly. Impressions Count, Weeby Waxen, Jack's Helmets, A-Main Apparel and Diecast. They are also involved with the event at Hartnell Chevrolet, as well as Northern Illinois Council on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. And they've got a couple of things coming up, and we'll have information on that shortly. Kaylee Burns, who does Grandpa's Hair, Midwest Motor Coach and Olson Transportation, also great supporters of the show, as well as of Lake County Honor Flight. John Hatterline, attorney at law, 5-Star Race Car Bodies. We'd like to thank, of course, Carl and Corey Schultz and Daniel Sanchez. Do a great job there and can help you get started in the automotive and the racing industry. 5-Star Race Car Bodies in Twin Lakes, as well as People Architectural Group. We don't build buildings, we build people. Contact Sarah Missiel at People Architectural Group. Pink Roofing that has come on board with us. We appreciate their fine help and support. And we already mentioned Bumper to Bumper. So we also have, of course, Racing Roundup. They air on Tuesday nights. Jim Trado hosting that program up at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. Also, Chatty Maddie, she has her program on Monday nights, 6 to about 6:30. So just a little bit of everything that's going on in the world of motorsports. Do have some results from this last weekend in the world of motorsports. On Friday, they were up at Plymouth, Wisconsin. Rico Abreu scored the feature win in the World of Outlaw Late Model feature at Plymouth. The MSA 360 Sprint Car feature was won by a gentleman who's been on our program. Kurt Hollywood Davis picked up the feature win. On Saturday night at Beaver Dam, it was the World of Outlaw feature in the J.B. Boyd Memorial, going to Brad Sweet. The Legend feature win went to Michael Weber out of Iowa, and that was on Saturday night. And on last Thursday night at 141 Speedway in Francis Creek, it was Travis Arends, really surprising a lot of folks. Last year's Rookie of the Year with the bumper-to-bumper IRA sprint cars. He won the high limit feature event. And yes, Kyle Larson was in that event and competed. And Travis scored the big win. Travis is going to be on our show next week. So plan on joining us next Thursday night when Travis is going to be on, along with Steve Sinclair and Craig Delansky, both recent inductees into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame just a couple of weeks ago. They're both going to be with us next week here on the program. So we're looking forward to that. The bumper-to-bumper IRA sprint cars this Friday night will be at Jacksonville, Illinois on June the 13th, and Saturday the 14th. They'll be at I-55 Federated Auto Parts Speedway in Pevely, Missouri. Angel Park was rained out this last Sunday with their World of Outlaws show. It has been rescheduled for October. Yeah, October. I believe it's on Sunday night, October the 19th. I do this. Check out the World of Outlaw Sprint Car website, or you can also check out the Angel Park website as well. Tour plus modifieds, and just added the street stocks in a non-point show this Monday night. So a lot of racing going to be going on in circles, but we're going to start off talking racing going straight. And we're going to have now joining us on the program our familiar face, John from Great Lakes Dragaway. But he's brought along Sarah Brown, who's going to join with us too. And welcome both of them to the Let's Go Racing Motorsports Report. And we're just waiting for them to come transitioning out of the green room. And as soon as we get them out of the green room, we'll start chatting with them. In the meantime, I can... Oh, there's Sarah. And John. All righty. Welcome to the program. Looking forward to speaking with you tonight. Wednesday nights, we always know Wednesday night, Great Lakes Dragaway is ladies' night. Ladies get to race for free. They get to get in for free. And they get to take on the guys. And Sarah, usually John gives us the update, but now we've got you here with us. So we're going to let you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about yourself and your involvement in the Wednesday Ladies Night at Great Lakes Dragaway.
Yeah, so I kind of took this on. I've been racing for about now 20 years in the same car. And back in the early years when it was a bracket car, the track came to me one day and said, hey, would you mind running the ladies program and organizing some bracket races and teaching the ladies how to get into bracket racing? Of course, I said 100% I'm in. And now it's been about almost, I would say 15 years, but it was only just in 2015 that we added the Battle of the Sexes, where the ladies and the guys the winner of each class ends up racing each other at the end of the night. And I keep score, and sadly, with Mother Nature, we've only had 3 events so far this year, and the ladies were down. The score is currently 1 for the ladies, 2 for the guys.
Well, there's still plenty of time left in that, and of course now Mother Nature's got to be on the side of the ladies, so she'll make sure you get enough shows in.
I hope so.
Fill us in a little bit on how that ended up finishing up in 2024. Having a few little technical glitches.
Yeah, you cut out there for a little bit. So in 2024, the ladies made a great comeback. We ended our season with the ladies on top, and we were 14-12. But it took the last couple races for us to just barely get that win over the guys to take the season.
What kind of car do you race, Sarah?
I have a 84 Firebird. It's got a 565 big block in it. It's an all-motor car. steel body. It's stock suspended. So it's nothing fancy.
Now, John, John runs with the Brew City Gassers. Do you guys ever race against each other?
We haven't done that
not
yet. Yeah, not yet. But I don't know, Sarah, your car's pretty fast. What's the best you've run in your car so far?
So far, the best was 883 at 156 in the quarter.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, there's a couple of us that would be right there. That'd be a fun race. Yeah.
And now, how does your car compare to a car that's in the Brew City Gassers?
John, you'd have to answer that one.
Okay, so hers is hers would be a little bit more modern. Our criteria is 1966 and older, unless it's the same body style in 1967, like a Nova or say a Mustang or something like that. But then our stuff is, you got to have kind of period correct looking wheels from 66 and older, and we try to limit the tire size to like a 29.5 by 10.5 W, the slick on the back, but kind of more like the gasser type look, with some of them nose high or level setting, where Sarah's car sits kind of low, like a more modern race car, faster. Nice car. Hers rips pretty good. And it does, one thing we both have in common is big wheelies. Unfortunately, we both had issues with big wheelies before, doing a little bit of damage. So that sucks.
Yeah.
Sarah,
just like last weekend.
Yeah. Sarah, what got you interested in drag racing?
Well, I'm sad to say that I at one time I was a Honda import girl, and I was souping up my Honda, and my dad decided, I don't know, he got bored one day, and his buddy was like, we should turn that into a race car. And then in 2004, he decided that I should drive it, and I'm sure the man regrets it every day of his life.
So he went ahead and made the change, and then got you into racing. And as they say, and no matter what kind of racing it is, once you get that bug, you just, it seems to stay with you forever. Have you ever thought of trying some different type of drag racing? Trying maybe a Brew City Gas, or maybe a rail car even, or a funny car?
Oh yeah. I mean, if somebody says want to drive it, I pretty much always say yes. I don't think there's anything I would ever say no to. But yeah, if I ever have opportunities, I would definitely jump in a car. I wouldn't obviously go full out on the first one. I'd get used to it, and then once I was comfortable, definitely.
Now, some of the female drivers that come to mind, I believe she did race it from time to time at Great Lakes Dragaway. Other ladies that you might have seen or watched race as you were growing up and saying, I want to be like them.
Well, of course, Ashley Force was always my number one person. But any lady doing what we do is amazing. When I first started, there was not very many ladies. And so I think that's why I got the opportunity and was asked to do the ladies program at the racetrack. And so I've just been lucky enough to share my passion with ladies who thought maybe they could never do it, but I've encouraged a lot of them, give it a shot. And then they show up every Wednesday.
There you go. About how many do you get on a Wednesday night, on an average Wednesday night?
It depends. Again, the weather is really kind of the determining factor for a lot of the ladies, but I've had up to 16 sometimes. We're really trying to encourage that car count to increase as the summers go on, or the summer goes on. But we've had a slow start, but I think it will start to pick up here now a little bit.
Now, John, how many have there been any female drivers in the Brew City Gassers, and how many have you had?
Yeah, we actually have one, Carly Stupers. She was also our youngest racer, I believe. She was like 16 years old. She had a Chevy too, and her dad, her and her dad would come out and her mother, they'd come out and race. She got a little bit busy with college now, and she just graduated college and got a new job, so she's getting getting acclimated with that, I think. And then maybe now with her new job and her career, she might have a little bit more money to make her car faster. I think she kind of messaged me she wants to do that. So we're looking forward to getting her back out there again. She's about the only one we have so far, but that's it. And we have Veronica Stewart, which races with us. There's Chad and Veronica Stewart, a husband and wife team. And she just came on with us this year. She's got a Dodge that she races, and she was racing last weekend when the Wisconsin Outlaw Street Series was at the Streetcar Brawl. So they come down, they have a trailer, they can put both their cars in, and she's doing well also. So that's good.
How did things go this last weekend? I know on Sunday the weather wasn't the nicest, for the circle track, at least, up there at Angel Park near Madison. They had to postpone the World of Outlaw event that was scheduled there along with the Badger Midgets. Now they're going to run in October and keep their fingers crossed that they're not shoveling snow or something from October. But what about how did things go at Great Lakes Dragaway last weekend?
It went well. Sarah's also helping with that program, with the Wisconsin Outlaw program. She helps run it, so she can talk about that a little bit more. But there were some pretty fast times in that. Our group did okay. We were a little bit light on cars because there was another event going on at WIR up in Kaukauna that some of the guys split up and went to. But the weather was good. It seemed to be good, and the track was prepped pretty darn good. Yeah, so she can talk about it a little bit more.
Sarah, your report.
So it was a great weekend. So I was honored enough by my great friend Steve Roden. He brought me in to help with his series that he created. It's the Wisconsin Outlaw Street Series. And this weekend our car count was kind of low, but we still had multiple 200-mile-an-hour runs. And the most exciting thing is that they're small tire cars that look like a car you could see just driving down the road. So I think that makes the series very unique.
Now, for young ladies that might be interested.
You broke up there. I didn't get the whole question.
Yeah.
Problem. For young ladies that might be involved or wanting to get involved in racing, what advice would you give them? And it looks like Sarah might be froze again. Did you get it that time?
Am I frozen?
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're okay now.
Yeah. So I would just tell them, come up on a Wednesday night and I've even sat in the car and made passes with the ladies to get them comfortable, but you got to start somewhere, and why not do something? It's free. So you can't beat free, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a great group of girls. And once they get hooked, I coached Amy. She won actually a championship because she moved on from not just doing Wednesdays. She started racing in the Summit Super Series bracket races, and she ended up winning a championship. And then also my friend Kristen, who I also helped coach her, she started running in the Summit Super Series as well. And just this season alone, there's been, I think, 3 races, and she has 2 wins in the street class. So they can take what they learn on a Wednesday and put it into racing other opportunities, such as the money races.
So, okay. And I understand we're having a few technical glitches here, so we're going to see if we can't get that rectified. And I'm actually getting the blame this week. So it's not y'all. You guys are doing fine, but it apparently is the internet here in my home studios. And so I'm going to check with Kent and see what plan B is that we might. Reidenbach we're talking with John Reidenbach of Great Lakes Dragaway and the Brew City Gassers, and Sarah Brown, who is one of the mainstays of the women's racing that goes on at Great Lakes Dragaway, and then she does other things from time to time. And offline, John, I'm going to let you become interviewer because you asked Sarah some good questions there while we were offline for a couple of minutes. So go ahead, John. Ask her the same thing.
Okay, so I know that Sarah's involved with the bracket program and out there racing, and I had asked her, had we gained more racers in the bracket program because of I think we got some racers from WIR up in the Kaukauna area there, and she can kind of say what we have going on there with the bracket program.
Yeah. So the Summit Super Series, the car count has been a huge increase this season compared to last season. 2 weeks ago on the Saturday race, there was about 38 cars in just the top ET class, and that was a huge increase compared to previous seasons. And a lot of new faces, and actually a lot of lady racers. I noticed that came from, you said, is Kakana. Is that where they
Yeah.
came from?
Yeah, WIR up in
Yeah.
Pecan. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of new faces.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's a good thing. I mean, everybody, sometimes you like to see something different. You like to go and try someplace different. And it's fun to just do that. And what about you, Sarah? I mean, have you been to other racetracks, other race facilities, and I know Great Lakes has got to be your favorite, but
Yeah.
what about outside of Great Lakes? What's another facility or track that you've been to that you kind of like?
So I did race. I had the opportunity back when I was index racing, 950 index racing, and I got to go to 66, Route 66, and that was probably the most amazing experience of my life. And then I used to always race at Byron when they were doing an index series as well. But now, with the limited car counts on index cars, we had to make the decision to go back to bracket racing.
John, what's been your most unique race facility that you've been at, or the one that you kind of like the most, other than Great Lakes?
There's a few different ones that I went to. I got to think about one that I went to that was kind of neat. It was Mid America Dragway, which is that's down in Ark City, Kansas, which is close to the Oklahoma border. And what's kind of different about that one was that was a World War II training base. There was two runways, like an L shape, that were 4,400 feet long, concrete, 150 feet wide. So they use one for parking, and the other one has got the drag strip on it and the return road on it. It's a little bit beat up, but it was kind of different. It's that was kind of neat. That was a long haul there. And then the crazy thing with that one is really nice roads going in and out of there just on a county road, but there's all these box turtles all over on the road. You have to dodge them when we were coming home on Sunday, but that was a little bit different. That's a pretty cool track. And then I've been out in Eddyville, Iowa. They got an 8-mile track out there, and that's kind of they do like a Nitro Chaos event out there, and that's all cement track, but that one is kind of neat if you're in the right lane and you want to take the last turnoff. The last turnoff is a concrete circle track when you end up going on the bank turn of the circle track to get out over there. That's different. And then once in the area, we usually raced at Byron and stuff, and Cordova and Morocco, Indiana, US 41 dragways. We have a go out there for an event, but that's went to the Rock and Race, which is out in Ohio, which is Dragway 42, and that's kind of a unique track too, because the track sits in a valley basically, and the people can sit on the grass banks and look down at the track, and it's kind of neat when you're in the staging lanes because you're up high. You can literally put your car in the staging lane and put it in neutral and coast all the way down to the burnout box almost. So that's kind of a neat area, different track too. Yeah.
Well, we always like to touch on what's going to be coming up at Great Lakes Dragaway. So, Sarah, you can talk about Wednesday racing, because Wednesday racing is pretty much the same every Wednesday. It's ladies' night, and the ladies race for free, get in for free, and the battle of sexes goes on every Wednesday night, right?
Yep. So we usually plan to start first round of eliminations for both groups, both men and ladies, at about 7. And so any ladies interested in giving it a try, just find me. I'm always in the short staging lanes, and I'm ready to help show you the ropes. And then we do the battle usually about almost 9 o'clock, if not earlier, depending on car count. But yep, every Wednesday from now until the end of October, weather permitting, of course.
And John, what other events do we have coming up at Great Lakes? And I know the Brew City Gasser's got something big coming up. It's going to be here before we know it now.
Yeah, too soon. Yeah, trying to get everything ready. But yeah, we got pretty much what we have going on the 14th. There's going to be Import Wars on Father's Day. It's going to be like a fundraising day. the big thing that we also have coming in on June 17th is the Sixth Summer, where the cars start out in Byron, they go from one track to the other. Drive is a drag and drive event, and that's going to be on the 17th on that Tuesday. That's the one you want to get there early for, because they I think they start racing at maybe 8:00, and they're usually done by 2 or 3 in the afternoon and off to their next track, off to the next race. But that's always a lot of fun. That packs in a lot of people and some unique vehicles that go real fast that drive down the street, which is pretty cool to see. And like I say, ours, we have another bracket series that'll be on the 21st and 22nd. And then our out of sight drags, which is the vintage 66 and earlier stuff, is June 27th and 28th. That'll be our vintage race that we got going on there. And we got what we'll do at that race is we induct some lifetime Brew City Gasser members, and it's usually people that have history with Great Lakes Dragway from back in the 60s or earlier in the 50s. And this year we're going to induct John Gregory, he was real instrumental in the Norton that Keith Christensen ran, the twin engine Norton. And we're going to have a display. One of the bikes, one of our members actually bought this, a 3-engine motorcycle, and John's going to be there getting inducted along with Jerry Wilcomb, that used to be the tech inspector out there when Don Garlitz and Shirley Muldowney and all of them guys were out there, and he did a lot of stuff with the track. He's going to be inducted, in Doc Holliday, that's got the Telstar funny car and stuff. So we do that on Saturday. We're also putting on we're going to take qualifying on Friday for the 16 closest cars heads up, and the 16 dragsters altered in real fast cars. And then Saturday, we're going to do a heads up 8th mile elimination race during the afternoon. Try to, keep the spectators entertained when a lot of people don't want to keep going down the track in the heat of the day, but we're going to make it worth their while for like $1,000 to the winner on each class. And then another thing we do also is we do a rumble run on Saturday. A lot of the drivers, we get in touch with the police department in Union Grove in the city, and we take off from Great Lakes Dragway at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, drive downtown Union Grove, turn around at the school, and then come back over by the bowling alley, and they usually have a cookout there for a little bit, and then drive back to the track and race. So last year we had 40 some cars that did that, which was pretty cool, ripping in town.
Which day is that now again?
That'll be Saturday on the 28th. Yeah.
On the 28th. Okay. Well, and we've got, I know we've been talking about this, John, and we're hoping to get some cars. We've got at Hartnell Chevrolet, Custard in Cars on Saturday, June 21st, 10:30 in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can stop by, you can get Custard. Cheryl McCrary is going to be there performing and singing. They've also got a taco food truck coming in that's going to be there. And we've also got a fundraiser for the Northern Illinois Council on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. And I'm not taking it out because I don't want to scratch it or break it. This is a autographed, Kurt Busch autographed die-cast late model or NASCAR Winston Cup car that is courtesy of A-Main Apparel and Die-Cast. And there's going to be tickets available for that. And this is the really cool deal, is there's also going to be tickets that are raffled off that day only to go to the Chicagoland NASCAR race. Full access tickets.
That's cool.
Full access tickets.
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool. Actually, Kathy and I are making plans now to go for the first time. We've watched it on television, but now we're going to actually go down there and see what it's all about. Again, you can win the die-cast, you can win tickets to the races, and you can see some neat-looking cars. Sarah, we'd love you to have your Firebird there and to be able to talk to, who knows, you might talk to some more young ladies that, have been thinking about trying drag racing, and you might be able to talk them into it. And I know John said that possibly you might be able to get his car down there, and we're going to see if we can get some more of the drag racers there. We will have the Hartnell Chevrolet wingless car that Tom Eller drives, and that he'll be driving at Wilmot this Saturday with. He's going to have that car on display, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. 10:30 in the morning, we're going to get you up early and get you on your way to the races. It ends at 1 o'clock, so you got plenty of time to get to Great Lakes Dragaway, and Wilmot's also racing that night. And There's another car show going on in Union Grove that day. Car show and
Yeah,
swap meet, we found out.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to be displaying there. And I think over at the Gary's Hot Rod Reunion at the Racine County Fairgrounds on that day, they have a swap meet and a car show that's going on there also. So people can go down there and get some ice cream at Hartnell Chevrolet and then head over to Union Grove. And like I say, we'll be displaying there. I think we're going to get Chainsaw Chuck that runs the wheel stander to bring the wheel stander out there and put it on display. And then we'll be handing out some maybe some free admission tickets to some people, to get in there and also let people maybe fire up the cars a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for that Saturday.
Yeah, well, and we will be having a couple more shows at Hartnell later on. We'll have one in August, one in July, so we'll get you guys the information on that as well. And also Culver's frozen custard there on Highway 75. We call it 83. Yeah. South of the border, but right there before you get to Highway 50, they are providing the custard, and we're going to have a car show there on a Thursday night. So we'll make sure, that you folks get the information on that event. We want to just have a lot of fun. So, and I know that Great Lakes Dragaway is usually quiet on Mondays, and I don't know, Sarah, if you golf, or John, if you golf, or if you know someone who golfs. But the Northern Illinois Council on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse is having a golf outing on Monday, June 23rd, Glen Flora Country Club in Waukegan. And I'm going to warn you now, I'm going to be golfing that day, so wear your hard hats because I don't golf that often. But I'm looking forward to a lot of fun. And then also the Lake County Honor Flight is going to have a golf outing on Sunday, July 20th. In North Chicago at Foss Park District. So just a lot of extra things that you can get involved in and do, help out some great causes. And, if folks have something they want to donate to a goodie basket or something, let me know, and we can make that happen at any of those events. Well, Sarah and